Tonight on Ctv3 News, Belize declared under tropical storm watch as Hurricane Beryl heads towards Jamaica after ripping through southeast Caribbean. Where will Beryl make landfall? The projection is the Yucatan Peninsula. The north of Belize is expected to experience tropical storm force winds. And we'll tell you how NEMO, Corozal, and the Corozal Town Council prepare for Hurricane Beryl. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024.
This plan.
Declare for the greens or for the blacks.
Hold to your courage for the one true King Aegon!
Driven by family feuds, the Targaryen civil war in House of the Dragon is split between greens aligned with Alicent and Aegon the Section, and blacks who support Rhaenyra in claiming the Iron Throne.
War is coming. Neither of us may win.
Pledge your allegiance. Watch House of Dragons Season 2 on Max.
This plan. I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Choose a side.
We fight for our queen!
Declare for the greens or for the blacks.
Hold to your courage for the one true King Aegon!
Driven by family feuds, the Targaryen civil war in House of the Dragon is split between greens aligned with Alicent and Aegon the Section, and blacks who support Rhaenyra in claiming the Iron Throne.
War is coming. Neither of us may win.
Pledge your allegiance. Watch House of Dragons Season 2 on Max.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Hurricane Beryl tonight continues its destructive path towards neighboring Yucatan Peninsula, currently remaining as a powerful Category 4 storm. As of 6 p.m. today, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, officially declared the country under a tropical storm watch. A single red flag has been hoisted at government buildings, including here at the Orange Walk Town Council, signifying that a tropical cyclone may threaten the country within 48 to 72 hours.
Given the fact that we will likely experience tropical storm force winds, and there's a possibility of tropical storm force winds for the northern part of the country, we have been communicating with the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, and I have advised the National Emergency Coordinator, who has liaised with the Prime Minister, and we will be declaring a tropical storm watch at the 6 p.m. advisory coming out, well, at 6 p.m. this evening, no? And that will extend from Belize City northward to the border, including, of course, the islands of San Pedro and Key Carker. Tropical storm watch, in this case, means that tropical storm conditions are possible. I emphasize possible within the watch area during the next 48 to 72 hours. In this case, late Thursday night into Friday morning.
Since our last official update on Hurricane Beryl on Monday's newscast, the storm has weakened slightly but continues to be a strong Category 4 hurricane and has shifted trajectory slightly heading towards Tulum in neighboring Mexico. Updated weather forecasts showed Hurricane Beryl roaring through open waters as a powerful Category 4 storm heading towards Jamaica after earlier making landfall in the southeast Caribbean. A hurricane warning is currently in effect for Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and for Haiti's entire southern coast. If Hurricane Beryl continues in its current path, the northern part of the country, including Orange Walk, Corozal, and the islands of San Pedro and Key Carker, can expect tropical storm winds and excessive rainfall as early as Thursday evening. It is expected that Beryl will continue to lose strength and hit the region as a possible Category 1 or even Category 2 storm.
It is now a Category 4 hurricane, a strong Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour. The latest satellite imagery that I saw from Beryl shows that the eye has become a bit more rugged, indicating that the system is undergoing some weakening due to the vertical wind shear that we forecasted to start, and that is starting to affect the system, no? In terms of the projected path, not much has changed since we last updated you. It is still forecast to move generally west-northwestward for the next 24 to 36 hours and impact the island of Jamaica around midday tomorrow, Wednesday. Thereafter, the system will further weaken due to vertical wind shear as it enters the northwestern Caribbean Sea through Thursday and move generally west to west-northwestward towards the Yucatan Peninsula with a likely landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula late on Thursday night into early Friday morning. The uncertainty cone or the probability cone is still relatively wide at the time of landfall. It extends from the extreme northern parts of Belize all the way to the northern tip of Yucatan.
Though this is the current projections for Hurricane Beryl, Belizeans are reminded that the weather can be unpredictable at times, and thus preparations is encouraged in the event that Beryl is to change directions and hit Belize directly.
Weather prediction, there's always, we never say there is zero probability of anything. There's always a chance of something occurring. However, we need to look at the factors, and there are factors that will support re-intensification or continued strength as it is, and there are factors which would hinder that. So I outlined two factors. One is interaction with the mountainous terrains of Jamaica. And the second one, which is more significant, would be the vertical wind shear, which now is forecasted to be moderate to strong when the system moves over the Northwestern Caribbean Sea. One factor that would work in favor for it to remain strong is, of course, the amount of warm waters it will be transversing once it moves over the Northwest Caribbean Sea. And that would favor it, want to keep it at its strength. But based on all available information, the two counteracting factors, which are the wind shear and interaction with the mountains in Jamaica, will win in this case and cause the system to weaken. I must caution, as usual, that intensity forecast is one of the most problematic for all forecasters. So there's always that chance that the system may be stronger at landfall than is currently predicted. Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
As the country continues to keep a close eye on Hurricane Beryl, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, continues its preparations across the country, particularly in areas of concern which include the northern part of the country from Belize City to the northern border.
So we have been watching the system closely alongside the Met Service. We have continued our preparations across the country. As I indicated this morning, we have met all the national committees met this morning to formulate a plan that we will implement in case it's needed. At this time, we remain on standby. All of our district committees remain on alert and will be prepared to mobilize as necessary in the next few days as we watch the development of this Hurricane Beryl heading our way. In the meantime, we continue to encourage the population of Belize to continue your preparations. It will not go to waste for sure. And so we also ask you, as you continue your preparations, to remember that let's reach out to those members of our community who may be elderly, those who may have special needs and have some sort of disability. Just checking on them also to make sure that their preparations are going well. And let's not forget them as we continue to work on this. NEMO will remain on standby throughout this period. The National Emergency Operations Center is in full operation, and we will be monitoring this system for the next few days. We are on 24/7 watch along with all of our committees across the country, and we remain prepared to respond for anything. Again, our hotline is open. 936 is the NEMO hotline. If you have anything to report, or if you have any concerns that you would like to share with us. Again, we remain vigilant. We are making all our preparations in the background, and we are prepared to respond as the storms gets closer.
In terms of shelters, NEMO has activated its emergency plan across the country as it remains on standby for the opening of any shelter as the need may arise.
So our district office in Corozal has never really stood down. We have been on operations since the weekend, and so we have been reaching out. I know there have been teams doing damage assessments and delivering of relief supplies to families in those areas. So we continue to provide that. The committee district offices have met and continue to meet every day, and those continue to provide support. So that office is in full operation, and it will remain so, like I said, for the next few days until the system has passed.
Is there a particular area of concern with what happened over the weekend? We saw flooding in Concepcion, Progreso. Any of those areas actually being monitored at this time?
Yes, I can tell you they're all being closely watched by the committee. You know that our committee is not just the NEMO coordinator, but they're all of government, and so we do have representatives from all ministries in the committee, including MIDH, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Development, and so they have also been out doing assessments, and they have been providing information as necessary. So we are keeping an eye on all of these areas.
With Beryl expected to make landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula by Thursday night into early Friday morning, it is predicted that the north of the country will be experiencing tropical storm force winds and rains as Beryl makes its way through the region. This can spell very bad news for residents in the north, particularly in Corozal, where just a few days ago saw major floodings due to torrential rains. With this looming threat, NEMO has its eyes set across the entire northern region in the event of any major effects of the incoming weather conditions.
So our district office in Corozal has never really stood down. We have been on operations for since the weekend, and so we have been reaching out. I know there have been teams doing damage assessments and delivering of relief supplies to families in those areas. So we continue to provide that. The committee district offices have met and continue to meet every day, and those continue to provide support. So that office is in full operation, and it will remain so, like I said, for the next few days until the system has passed.
Is there a particular area of concern with what happened over the weekend? We saw flooding in Concepcion, Progreso. Any of those areas actually being monitored at this time?
Yes, I can tell you they're all being closely watched by the committee. You know that our committee is not just the NEMO coordinator, but they're all of government, and so we do have representatives from all ministries in the committee, including MIDH, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Development, and so they have also been out doing assessments, and they have been providing information as necessary. So we are keeping an eye on all of these areas.
With more flooding expected in the north, residents are advised to remain vigilant and take necessary precautions ahead of time.
From a meteorological perspective, my advice would be, of course, to monitor. It is still a bit early. We have issued the watch, which means that conditions are possible. That could be upgraded to a warning, which means that conditions are imminent. We are not there yet. So certainly a watch means that you need to be on the alert, a heightened sense of alert, and keep monitoring the official sources of information and be guided by such sources, including the Met Service and NEMO. Mr. Mendes, would you want to chime in on as it relates to preparations? Thank you.
Yes, of course, as it relates to preparation, if you know you live in a low-lying area, certainly you know that you are one of those persons in those vulnerable areas. And so definitely the importance of ensuring that your plan is in place in case the rains start to affect your area. You need to know where to go. If we encounter those situations, there will be shelters open, and those will be made known to each district by the district offices. And so you will be this will be open, and there will be it will be provided to anyone who has that need. But of course, again, if you live in one of these areas and you know that you have traditionally been faced with flood, then certainly you need to understand that you may be at risk if there's excessive rainfall, and you need to start planning.
At this time, NEMO coordinators are also looking at the possibility of riverine floodings coming from neighboring countries, including Mexico.
That's correct. So our other important partner is, of course, the Hydrology Service. And so we work with them closely to look at the flood forecast. As you know, we were responding to flooding issues in the Corozal district over the weekend. We will continue to do that in conjunction with that service. Again, we do open shelters if there's a need for people who are being affected by floodwaters. This is one area that we will continue to monitor. And like I said, even though we may not be seeing a direct impact, there is a potential for rainfall. There's a potential for other floods. And so we remain on standby to address all of these issues.
Coming up next, we take you to Corozal, where NEMO and the council prepare for Beryl. Stay tuned.
The Orange Walk Clinical Lab Summer Promotion 2024 is here. Get your summer promotion on. glucose, cholesterol, triglyceride and hemoglobin for only $20. Also fantastic promotions on prostate PSA for only $50. We also have other packages on promotion. We also provide DNA paternity testing. We take this opportunity to inform the general public in the Orange Walk District that we are an approved NHI lab service provider. So for all your NHI lab tests, just visit your NHI medical provider and visit us at the Orange Walk Clinical Laboratory. We take care of all your NHI lab tests. Results are provided the same day. Come visit us on number 20 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. Call for details at 322-0423 or 600-2727. Call 630-1479. Remember, don't wait for symptoms. Check your health today. The Orange Walk Clinical Laboratory.
Hurricane Beryl is now drenching Hispaniola en route to a potentially life-threatening strike on Jamaica and the Cayman Islands before facing an uncertain future in the Gulf of Mexico. Beryl is forecast to make landfall anywhere from northern Belize to the northern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula late on Thursday night into early Friday morning as a Category 1 hurricane. Here in Belize, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, has declared the country under the preliminary phase, meaning a tropical cyclone may threaten the country within 72 hours. If Beryl continues on its actual path, the northern parts of Belize, including San Pedro, Key-Caulker, the Corozal, and Orange Walk districts, could experience tropical storm force winds. With Beryl eyeing the country's northernmost district, NEMO Corozal has been called into action.
The District Emergency Committee itself has met. I can say we have 100% full activation now. Currently, the preparations have been done by the Housing and Shelter Management Committee, Human Resource Management Committee. So basically, we're ready with volunteers. The shelters are ready. We have the keys. If we do receive any watch or warning to open them, we have the shelter forms ready at hand available. The chairpersons are in full contact with us. And also we have a public officer listing which we're expecting them to report to duties if in case we do receive any activation or meaning the system is trajectory changes. But if you have seen the trajectory is going more up north than going direct to us. Well, the preparation aspect, we had full slate. We had our vice chairperson with us, which leaded, and then the coordinator. We had the regional coordinator also. And then we had Housing and Shelter Committee, which is Ministry of Education. We have the superintendent here with us. So when it comes to the preparation aspect, the main point is that we were concerned is to save life, meaning the preparation part has to come in. We are in the EOC, the Village Emergency Committee is in full contact so that we can go ahead and communicate, the communication aspect from back and forth. Now, the people that's going to be there, we prepared forms so that we can send to headquarters. The feeding part from RSMC in the AOC is there. Everything is running good. We had our plans in the table, so we'll stick to them.
Last weekend's flash floods that inundated homes, yards, and roads should serve an example of how important it is to be prepared, says Ronnie Hernandez, NEMO Corozal's district coordinator.
This weekend rains was an unexpected rains. Nevertheless, I applaud the Village Emergency Committee to respond. We did have some of the shelters open. Nevertheless, we saw from the Village Emergency Committee and also the District Emergency Committee that we activated Saturday and Sunday that people who went inside the shelter, meaning that shelters were open. But with this being said, you know, Beryl is nothing to take lightly. We have seen the rain bands. We have seen the catastrophic hurricane, the beast. This hurricane itself is coming towards Jamaica. We are hoping for it not to strengthen or just to lose the power itself, no? And then if we are prepared, which we are doing, we have so much days to do so, people will know that you need to go to a shelter in order to save your life first. We would not be there to save your property, then you lose your life. You know, we can get back, we can build back better, but our lives comes first.
In the case that need arises, NEMO Corozal is ready to open shelters in both urban and rural areas, including communities across the Corozal Bay.
Yes, we do have, for the rural part, we have the Sartenea. Sartenea, we do have evacuation. We have the evacuation plan, which we have a bus fueled up already. From the Chunosh aspect, we have the Chunosh St. Viators, which is a shelter for the Sartenea also, and the Chunosh. We do have Copper Bank, Faro and Encendido, and also for Progreso, which we know that this weekend rains, they were affected, so we do have that really available for them also. We have 15 shelters that is going to be readily in order for us, if we do need to activate and open them, the system is coming toward us. If we activate these shelters, meaning that we declare those shelters to be open through NEMO headquarters, we would have Our Lady of Guadalupe, Cristo Rey, Corozal Community College, Concepcion, Caledonia, Buena Vista, Mary Hill, Libertad Methodist School, Louisville, Pachacan, San Pedro, Chunosh, Copperbank, Progreso, and Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico. So we're going to have preparedness from the Village Emergency Committee part, which we do have the listings, and we're going to have public officer listings, which would work in collaboration for shelter management and wardens.
In regards to the elderly and those needing special assistance to relocate for a shelter, a special committee is tasked to look into those scenarios.
You were still at the beginning of the hurricane season 2024. You see what's in July. I believe that people are just trying to worry about safety, and that is a good initiative. But at the same time, just keep informed with and stick to the correct and relevant information, which would be the NEMO and the Met Service information. Not information, don't stick to Facebook information that is being shared out. Like this morning, I received a call from somebody that is saying, okay, the system is going more up. He sent me a picture and it's from back 2018. I think, you know, people are wrongly informed. Just stick to what it is, the NEMO official page. I would like you to follow it, like it. We do have even the Met Service their information.
Shelters will be open on advice from the National Meteorological Service and the Hydrology Department with consent of the Prime Minister. In the meanwhile, everyone is advised to stay informed.
We don't have 13 operational committees now. We have 15 operational committees. The two additional committees consist of Maritime and the Special Needs Committee. The Special Needs Committee reported that we have a plan. We stick to the Corozal Community College. There is a building itself just for the old folks home, for example, here in Corozal, which are coast, and they are flood prone. So we do have a plan, we stick to that plan, and we do have a plan when it comes to the evacuation. These people can be placed there alongside with the persons that are in charge there that every day they're watching over them.
NEMO Corozal is not the only entity tracking Hurricane Beryl. With Corozal expected to receive tropical storm force winds, the Corozal Town Council is also doing its homework and preparing aggressively to minimize the impacts of Beryl.
Well, actually what we're doing, we are continuing our Town Council work now, just a bit more aggressively out there, especially when it comes to our drainage system. We are ensuring that we target mainly those areas that we all know normally would get flooded. As you know, we have specific prone areas that always get flooded with a little rain, like it happened this weekend. So that's exactly what we're doing with our work from the Town Council.
Is there any area in specific that we're looking at?
Yes, there are various areas within town. We have Chula Vista, we have a part of Olga Marin, which includes Ermelinda Layout, Joseito Layout, downtown also. We have Halls Layout, Lower Halls Layout, and part of Potsal. So we have various areas that normally we try to concentrate in making sure that the drains are clean, to be able to withstand all this rain that is coming in front of us.
The council is monitoring Beryl's every move at its command center. That's where the mayor will remain until the north is no longer under threat. As for Corozaleños, they are not taking the storm lightly and have engaged in preparedness mode.
From yesterday, there was a lot of people who went into panic mode. I know they rushed the grocery stores. I think up to yesterday they told me that there were no plywoods at the hardware store. So people are taking it serious, and which is a good sign. It's best we take it serious and not to take it and then we regret it afterwards, no? So that is what I am seeing on the ground. People are talking about it. People do come to us asking us for information, what we know, and we try to share whatever information we get through NEMO to them. It's a close collaboration that we're doing with NEMO, as NEMO give us all the advices also.
It seems as if it's going to be a restless few days ahead for you and your team.
That's okay. That's a job that we decided to do, and we are willing to do it. It's just part of us now, and we are trying to do it with the best interests of the people and doing our best in general. We have a lot of work in front of us.
And with the keys also being areas of interest, both the Mayor of Corozal, Rigo Vellos, and NEMO Corozal's District Coordinator, Ronnie Hernandez, are advising residents to make early preparations and to relocate if necessary.
I personally myself have a family there. I already talked to them. Based on the trajectory, I think people are more informed. This system, Met Service, NOAA, they're well informed of the path this is heading. And I for sure know that I've seen the evacuation route in San Pedro before. She's well prepared, the coordinator there is well prepared. It's a voluntarily evacuation, so people know that if they do have family members, let them come here and reside with family members, with friends, because we know it's an island. So whenever the system is on top of us, there's no way that you can come out of the island. Like I said, preserve first your life, then property.
Mayor of Corozal is also concerned about residents living on the islands.
I know they will have people who will want to come, and I know that they'll have people that will not want to come out, but like I said, this is something very serious. Even if it's just rain, it will be a lot of rain, right? And we need to be prepared. We need to, as leaders, we need to encourage people also that if they know that they stand a high chance of getting flooded, not to take the risk and to move into shelters. I know for now we're working very close together with NEMO, and of course NEMO is the one giving the advices. We're waiting for them to give the green light for the shelters, and whenever that happens, we will also make sure that we express that message to our residents locally so that they know it is very serious, and I can't stop saying it now. We need to be prepared. We cannot take this for granted. They will have people who would want to come back after this term to salvage whatever. But we need to be very careful. We need to be responsible as individuals. And if I want to ask everybody that if push come to shovel and it is something serious, for us to unite and try to get through this together.
Following the retirement of long-standing clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Eddie Webster, the People's House has a new acting clerk. Taking helm is Clarita Pech. The official instrument of appointment was handed over today by the Governor-General, Dame Froila Zalam, to Honorable Valerie Woods, Speaker of the House of Representatives and Chair of the National Assembly Staff Committee. According to the provisions of the National Assembly Staff Act No. 1 of 2000, the appointment of the clerk and deputy clerk falls under the purview of the Governor-General in consultation with the National Assembly Staff Committee. The committee, upon acknowledging Webster's resignation, deliberated on the appointment to ensure the seamless continuation of the Assembly's operations, ultimately recommending Pech for the role of acting clerk. Clarita Pech brings with her a wealth of experience, having served at the National Assembly for 25 years, including nearly 15 years as deputy clerk. Her tenure has been marked by instances of acting as clerk during previous vacancies, demonstrating her capability and familiarity with parliamentary processes and administration. Mrs. Petch holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Public Sector Management from the University of Belize and has supplemented her expertise with certificate courses from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association's Virtual Academy. In her new capacity, Petch assumes the critical responsibilities of the clerk and accounting officer for the National Assembly, overseeing the offices of the Contractor General, the Ombudsman, and the Integrity Commission. Her appointment, effective July 1st, reflects the committee's confidence in her ability to manage the Assembly's affairs diligently. Honorable Valerie Woods expressed gratitude for Mr. Eddie Webster's 14 years of service and extended well wishes for his future endeavors. She emphasized the committee's endorsement of Petch, stating, "We look forward to working with her in this capacity, leveraging her extensive knowledge and experience in parliamentary procedures and administration." Eddie Webster was the longest-serving clerk of the National Assembly in Belize's history, clocking 14 years in the role. He was instrumental in advancing technological initiatives such as live streaming House meetings on YouTube, enhancing transparency and public access to parliamentary proceedings. Clarita Petch's appointment as acting clerk sets the stage for continued effective governance and operational continuity within the National Assembly of Belize. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience the iconic tournament of Copa America.
Messi puts it in.
Witness each goal of the Euro Cup. And live the excitement of the CONCACAF games.
On target, and it's in. It's in the back of the net. It's a stoppage time.
Available only on Centaur's Express Plus app. Call 380-101 and sign up today. Express Plus app, streaming entertainment.
With maximum sustained winds of 160 miles per hour, Beryl trajectory remains to the west-northwest at 22 miles per hour. Hurricane Beryl is expected to impact the extreme north of Belize with tropical storm force winds and is expected to make landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula. However, with a huge gap of uncertainty lingering, Belizeans are preparing in the case Beryl brings along any surprises. Today, in an attempt to salvage property and lives, the Belize Port Authority has ordered that all ports in Belize be closed as Beryl approaches the country. The release states that 9 a.m. on Thursday, July 4, 2024, all ports will be closed to arrival and departure ships. In addition, foreign flag ships in Belize must clear and depart Belizean waters by 7 a.m. on Thursday, July 4, 2024, and are rather advised to find safe harbor. No ships will enter the ports of Belize until the ports commissioner has lifted the order in writing. The Belize Sugar Industries Limited, BSI, has also taken proactive measures to safeguard employees, farmers, and its facilities in light of Hurricane Beryl's anticipated impact on northern Belize. The company ceased receiving sugarcane on July 1st and initiated a comprehensive hurricane preparation plan. The decision to halt cane processing allows for a crucial two-day liquidation process, ensuring the safety of the sugar mill and cogeneration plants ahead of the storm. Once liquidation is complete, BSI will finalize its hurricane preparations, providing employees with a 24-hour notice to make their own arrangements. According to a release from the company, Hurricane Beryl's early arrival in the Caribbean underscores the growing influence of climate change on agriculture. BSI recognizes the need for the sugar industry to adapt by starting crops earlier, mitigating the risk of standing cane caused by unforeseen events like hurricanes or blockades. To enhance the industry's climate resilience, BSI is collaborating with farmers to diversify cane varieties, reducing reliance on a single type and mid to late maturing varieties. This approach aims to minimize the impact of future storms. BSI expresses its hope for a safe passage of Hurricane Beryl and the well-being of all those in its path. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, July 3rd here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3 Belize News or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.